Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and a deep forest, there lived a man named Elias. He was known for his wisdom, though he had not always been that way. In his youth, Elias had struggled with making decisions. He would often hesitate, change his mind, or regret his choices later. His life felt like a ship lost in a storm, tossed by every wave of doubt. One day, tired of his own confusion, Elias decided to visit the oldest and wisest person in the village, a retired philosopher named Master Lin. The old man lived in a small hut at the edge of the forest, where he spent his days reading, meditating, and tending to his garden. Elias knocked on his door, and when Master Lin welcomed him inside, Elias poured out his troubles. "Master," he said, "I cannot make good decisions. I fear mistakes, I overthink, and when I finally choose, I wonder if it was the right path. How can I learn the art of making better decisions?" Master Lin smiled and handed Elias a cup of tea. "The art of decision-making is not about never making mistakes," he said. "It is about learning to navigate uncertainty with clarity and calm. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, there was a king who ruled over a prosperous land. He was fair and kind, but he had one weakness. He could not decide anything quickly. His advisors would present him with choices, and he would spend days, sometimes weeks, lost in thought. One year, a great drought struck the land. The rivers dried up, the crops withered, and the people grew hungry. The king's advisors came to him with two options. They could dig deep wells to find water underground, or they could send traders to buy grain from a neighboring kingdom. The king agonized over the decision. If they dug wells and found no water, they would waste precious time. If they sent traders and the journey took too long, people might starve. Days passed, and still the king could not choose. His people grew restless, and his advisors grew frustrated. Finally, an old farmer came to the palace and asked to speak to the king. "Your Majesty," the farmer said, "while you hesitate, the land suffers. A decision, any decision, is better than no decision at all." The king realized his mistake. He ordered his men to start digging wells immediately. At the same time, he sent a small group of traders to secure food. The wells took time, but eventually they struck water. The traders returned with enough grain to feed the people until the next harvest. The kingdom was saved, not because the king had made a perfect choice, but because he had finally chosen to act. Master Lin set down his tea. "Do you see, Elias? The king's first error was not in choosing wrong. It was in refusing to choose at all. Life does not give us perfect information. We must decide with the knowledge we have, and then accept the consequences, whatever they may be." Elias frowned. "But how do I know if I am making the right choice?" "There is no such thing as a right choice," said Master Lin. "There is only the choice you make and what you do with it. A good decision is one that aligns with your values, considers the facts, and is made without unnecessary delay. The rest is beyond your control." Elias thought about this. "But what if I regret my decision later?" "Regret is part of life," Master Lin replied. "But it is also a teacher. A man who never makes mistakes never learns. The key is not to avoid regret, but to learn from it. Every decision, good or bad, shapes you. The question is not whether you will make mistakes, but whether you will grow from them." Over the next few months, Elias practiced what Master Lin had taught him. He stopped overthinking small choices. When faced with big decisions, he gathered the necessary information, weighed his options, and then acted. Sometimes his choices led to success. Other times they led to failure. But with each decision, he grew wiser. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Elias returned to Master Lin's hut. "I understand now," he said. "The art of making better decisions is not about being perfect. It is about being present, being thoughtful, and having the courage to act. It is about accepting that uncertainty is part of life, and that no path is free from risk. Master Lin nodded. And now, he said, you have learned the most important lesson of all. That wisdom is not in never stumbling, but in knowing how to rise each time you fall. From that day on, Elias lived with greater confidence. He still faced difficult choices, but he no longer feared them. He understood that life is a series of decisions, each one a step on the path of growth. And so, with a calm mind and a steady heart, he walked forward, one choice at a time. The lesson of Elias is one we can all learn from. In our own lives, we often hesitate, afraid of making the wrong move. But the truth is, indecision is its own kind of mistake. The art of making better decisions is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting yourself enough to choose, to act, and to learn from whatever comes next. So the next time you stand at a crossroads, remember the words of Master Lin. Do not wait for perfect certainty. Gather what knowledge you can, listen to your inner voice, and then take the step. Whether the path leads to success or to lessons, you will have moved forward. And that, in the end, is what matters most. For in the journey of life, it is not the hesitation that defines us, but the choices we dare to make.